What's going on? I am back. We have resolved the technical difficulties that I was just having. So we just got rid of that other stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are here, join me in the chat. I definitely want to hear about what you guys are in. So say something, YOLO it up. I want to talk about what's going on today, what we might see tomorrow, which is going to be madness. So, if you followed me earlier when I jumped on, I was following GameStop. Now, I have not been following GameStop in full transparency. I've seen it. I mean, it's on my watch list. I didn't participate in the first go around of GameStop madness. I watched it from the sidelines. I did jump into the AMC madness, made out a little bit there, and I jumped into the Tlry madness when Tlry was going up to like $70. I 100% banked on that one for sure. So going into this week, I had high hopes. I was holding Tlry. I still have Tlry calls. I was holding Tlry stock into Monday. And then I jumped on the CCIV train. And I was into CCIV at like, I don't know, $33 a share. Well, this week, CCIV decided it was going to go down a roller coaster ride. And I was just going to hold it. I mean, I was kind of bummed. I'm watching the other ones go up and down, but I still have faith in CCIV to come up, and I still have faith in Tlry to come up. Honestly, I think Tlry is still going to hit that $35 to $40 range. I was hoping to see that kind of by Friday. It might be next week. We'll see what happens. But what went down today after yesterday's bloodbath of red, and everyone's like, oh, man, Wednesdays are always bad. Wednesdays are always so red. Everything, well, not everything, but a lot of things were turning around. A lot of things were coming into the green side of things. And then, lo and behold, what happens? GameStop's just hanging out, and for no reason at all. Look at that. To the moon. They fueled up the rockets. Get on board. That thing was taking off. Now, unfortunately, I was at work kind of busy doing some other stuff, dealing with folks, and I was watching CCIV on my app, and Tlry was doing a little something. CCIV, I was like, well, I'm just gonna hold it. I was down 1,100 for the day on CCIV and $2,000 for the week, and I was like, man, this is a bummer. Well, about 3:40 this afternoon, I see GameStop hits the suspended list and it's up there, and I'm like, whoa, look at this go. So I sold my entire position on CCIV, which netted me $4,100, and I've dumped $6,000 right into GameStop at 3:42 p.m. Boom, $6,000. What happens? GameStop gets suspended right here at 91. It was 91.17. Suspended. Now, suspensions typically last 5 minutes. What are they doing? Who knows? Figuring it out. They got 5 minutes to phone a friend, if you know what I'm saying. Try to figure out what's happening. All day, GameStop got suspended twice. So going into market close today, GameStop gets suspended again. So at 3:51, GameStop should unsuspend 5 minutes. Right past that, 3:52. 3:52 rolls around, GameStop still suspended. Okay, so why is that? 3:57 rolls around, still suspended. They suspend GameStop till close. Now, this is not a trading platform move. This was not a Webull, a Robinhood, a Cash App, a Ameritrade, an E-Trade, none of that. This was the New York Stock Exchange that made this decision to stop trading on GameStop due to market volatility. So how did that burn us? What did that do? Well, let me tell you what that did. If you held a call option or a put option or a stock option, you could do nothing with those. Now, if you're trading in Webull, I can still buy and sell this right now. I can still buy and sell GameStop on Webull up until 9 p.m. If you're trading in Robinhood, you can buy and sell till 6 p.m. You cannot sell options after 4 o'clock. $3.59, that's it. You sell them, you're stuck with them. You're holding them. Cash App, you're holding after 4. So what they ended up doing by suspending it till 4 is they locked in all those options and all of those regular during market hour trades until tomorrow. So for some of you, that is going to probably pay out in your favor. And for others, you're going to be really upset that you just lost a whole lot of money because you couldn't empty that position out. If you had puts and you were watching your puts just burn into the ground and you wanted to ditch them, or you wanted to buy call options at the bell because it's up 103% for the day and 83% after hours, and you wanted to ream some calls down someone's throat at $800 a pop, you couldn't do that. So if you want to buy a call option 15 minutes before the bell and retire, the New York Stock Exchange decided you weren't going to do that today. And that in itself is probably the shadiest thing I've seen done yet. I mean, I've seen them close stuff. I mean, outside of the last time something like that went down was Hertz. You know, when Hertz got delisted, we were all sitting here thinking Hertz is going up. Good news. Maybe they come out of bankruptcy. What do? They pause the stock. They come out after market close. They delist Hertz, and all your money just got locked up, down the drain, held up for days, if not weeks. It's a nightmare. I remember it because I was in it. I was like 4,000 deep in Hertz or something when that happened. So this is very reminiscent of that to me because I just went through that. But my money's not gone. I just was stuck in this position. So I bought in. I got 69 shares, 69.7 of GameStop at an average of like $89 a share, which right now it's sitting at 168 a share. So I'm doing just fine. You know, it peaked at 200 after hours, which is crazy. $200. That's insane. So what's going to happen tomorrow with GameStop? You know, if we look at what happened in the past, GameStop is primed up right now to continue an uptrend and just bleed out the shorts again. I mean, at this point, we've been through the hearing. They've talked about it. They've brought in Mr. Reddit himself to talk about it. They put him on the spot and said, hey, would you put your money where your mouth is? And he said, yes. And they asked him again because, you know, Zoom and all. And he said, yes. And then Monday, he doubled down on his investment in GameStop, and he had 50,000 shares, and he added another 50,000 shares to bring him up to 100,000 shares. And today, that dude is going to bank millions of dollars. Millions. Probably $5-6 million to the upside. So when Congress asked him, will you put your money where your mouth is, he wrote himself a nice fat check by doing so. And I think if the trading platforms like Robinhood and Webull and TD and all of these other ones that just got put through the ringer about what happened on their platform and why they didn't allow you to buy any shares, if they leave the market alone, they cover their ass of the deal, and the New York Stock Exchange does what it's supposed to do, which is to potentially suspend the stock on sudden increases due to volatility. This could easily go to $250, $300 tomorrow. No doubt. People are going to jump on this out of sheer spite of losing their ass last time. There are people definitely in the comments, on YouTube, on Reddit, holding big, fat, empty bags at $200+ a share from the first time that are about to fill those bags back up and check out. That's about to happen. That's really what's about to go down with GameStop. If you were a bag holder in GameStop, your bag just all of a sudden got a little bit heavier. So tomorrow, that's likely what's going to go down. Now, will it go through Friday? I don't know. That's really going to depend on what restrictions are placed. So the speculation here is there's no news around GameStop other than the fact that they ditched the CFO replacing him. There's no news to justify the price going up. We all know GameStop's not worth this price at all. Like, that is evident. And this is just them. This is just somebody big bought a whole lot of shares today. Somebody knew something about either GameStop itself or the interest in what the stock is doing, good or bad, and bought a boatload of stock today. And whoever did that, let me tell you, they just made a boatload of, they made a freaking Carnival cruise ship amount of money off of whatever they bought. And the good news is they took a couple of us with them. So that's what's happening. We are close. We're an hour away from close in GameStop. This is the 5-minute chart. We look at the we can look at the 10-minute here. I mean, it's looking pretty nice. It's looking real nice. And I personally plan on selling my stake in the morning when after market opens. When it opens up, I'm going to unload my position. I'm going to wait for the dip because there's always a dip. And with the volatility that we have here, that dip could be 20, 30%, 40%, and then it's going to go back up again. And I'm going to ride that crazy train up again. So I'm going to collect my profits, let it drop, throw all of that back in there. I'm going to YOLO it twice, watch it go back up, and I'm going to cash out that thing again at another high point. And I'm going to get mine this time around. So if you guys want to risk a little, this is a play for you. Now, that's GameStop. GameStop's doing crazy stuff. We move over here to Fisker. I thought about jumping into Fisker. It's up almost 40% today. I rode the Fisker news train last year. Didn't end well. Fisker makes a cool car, but trading them on news, but that's a 9:30 to 4 p.m. kind of trade. You hold that sucker longer, you're gonna burn. If anything, you're gonna buy some puts. If you don't know how to trade options, learn about puts because Fisker is a put capital right now. Buy into that. Moving down the list, AMC. I'm actually pretty proud of this one because I got into the AMC thing, and a buddy of mine still has like 3 shares of AMC or something that he was holding, just residual spite holds in that. But AMC has broken $11, 22% in after hours. I mean, you're up 30% for the day. This is what the AMC boys have been praying for. Man, look at them go. This is what they've been waiting on. There's no news for AMC. Someone talked about it, but New York might open theaters. As I said before, that's cool. There's no movies to watch, so it's nice that you open theater. I mean, I've got theaters open down here. I don't know if AMC's open. Honestly, I haven't been to a movie in so long. I tried to go to one not that long ago to watch Monster Hunter because we had about 5 choices, and you can't sit next to people, so you take your family and it's limited seating, and there's limited show times because they've got to like disinfect the planet when it comes to anything. So I didn't even go to the movie, honestly. And just because they're opening back up, if we don't have some kind of correction to, you got to give people a reason to something to see. You can't just open movie theaters and people are going to show up. There's no movies to watch. It's crazy. But I'm proud of this. I don't know where this is going. I mean, I think it's just riding up the short squeeze coattails. AMC, I think, is also going to be something that you might want to grab a put on and make a quick day trade on that, or cash it out Friday. I think AMC, if AMC goes up tomorrow and hits $12 or $13, buy some puts and cash that sucker out on the way down because it's not going to stay up there. It's just not time yet for AMC to stay up there. AMC is going to come back. It's going to have a pullback. Sundial did okay today. It's just kind of following the weed market. The weed market did better overall. Afrio's up. Tlry is making a heck of a move back. And I am happy about Tlry because I'm still holding Tilray calls. I don't know what's going on with my screen here. We're losing something. Let's I might switch it over here while Weevil is figuring it out. Let's there we go. Tilray's doing something. Boom. Here we are. All right, let me pop this bad boy up. So I got into Tilray with some calls last week because in all of my videos, I said that I was interested in Tilray, and I think that Tilray is going to definitely get up into the $35 range again. It's taking longer than I thought. The bottom was definitely the bottom. I mean, look, we're down 25, and I think even yesterday it got even down low at 21.30 was the bottom, and now we're doubling back. She's going to go back up. And today's gains were solid. It's solid 18% up, closing it out at 29.60 at the moment, which is hella nice. And my calls are doing okay. I'm still down a good bit because my calls were a break-even price of $31. But today, when I saw Tilray making an upside, I went over to Ameritrade where I had some cash, and I bought a Tilray call for Friday. I paid a whopping $90 for it, and at the moment, that thing is worth $260. So we're up pretty good on that one. We're up $170. That's phenomenal for today on that call. And if Tilray continues the uptrend, I'll get my money back on the calls that I've got here in Robinhood, as well as the one in TD. It'll pay out real nice. So looking at some of these guys, Tilray to the upside, I think it's finally turning around. Now I'm going to move over to the one that just robbed me blind this week, just did me dirty. Let me see if we can pop this guy back up real quick. Oh, look, it's kind of working. All right, let's go. I don't know what is going on with that. Bam. Churchill Capital. Churchill Capital. A lot of hype. This was it going in, man. We were floating high and mighty and pretty, and I was up on the upside. I didn't care if I did amazing or just somewhat amazing. I was holding on to it, and this week has just been kind of a slow bleed, just slowly bleeding out. I haven't loved it, and it's not really reversing just yet. I mean, it didn't fall as far as some of the bears would have liked it to fall, and I think it had a lot to do with just miscommunication around what the company plans to do and what its current value is. Now, Lucid has made a car. We've seen a car that they've made. They are definitely not manufacturing a bunch of cars, but they own a lot of patent technology, and they're moving in that direction. We kind of need to think of Lucid as a technology company, much like we think of Tesla as a technology company. The difference being is that Tesla is just way ahead, way 12, 13, 14 years ahead of Lucid in the automotive world. Where Tesla's worlds ahead of them is in manufacturing. And if they can put the infrastructure together to produce vehicles at the scale that Tesla does, Lucid's gonna rocket to the moon over the next couple of years, no doubt about it. Whether or not they stay under the SPAC of Churchill for how long that's going to be, we don't know. Basically, Churchill Capital is just a special acquisition company that's taking them public, but eventually it's going to be just Lucid Motors. So it's going to turn around. Where's the bottom at? That we don't know, because right now they're basically selling us an idea. They're pre-ordering cars, and the idea is good, and the car that they're making is good. And, like the news there, they aim to unveil Tesla Model 3 rival by 2025. And people go, oh, that's so far away. It's really not that far away. Really not. And honestly, they're going to unveil a car probably before that. But could they mass produce them and get them in the hands of people? That's a different story. So Lucid for a long-term play is phenomenal. I do think this thing is going to float kind of in the realm like Nikola did, except its valuation is better than Nikola. So that is where I'm at with Churchill. I'm going to keep watching it. I think it's going to float back up and do okay. That I do think. I think it's going to be just fine. I think it's going to also follow the Tesla trend. So follow what Tesla's doing and kind of piggyback on that. If we looked at their charts from the other day, they were identical. I mean, they were suspiciously identical. I'm going to pull up. Let's see here. We get 5 minutes. Today's probably not going to be the best because Tesla had a good day today, whereas they didn't. But we look at the other charts going side by side, and they're very eerily similar. So keep an eye on Tesla. And, honestly, I wonder what Fister's going to do on the downside too, because they follow each other so much. And you wonder, like, why is that? Is it just that, larger investors are buying into that? Or I don't know. That's beyond me. But I'm going to caution to the wind here on options. If you're playing the option game right now, boy, that is big risk when it comes to playing these. Now, obviously, we know that GameStop is coming down eventually within days. If it stays up past the big mark like it did before for 2 days, past Friday, like they say, but don't hold it over the weekend. This is not the weekend kind of call. But if you can afford a put, brother, load them up. But I'll bet you them suckers are to the moon on pricing right now. I'm just gonna pull it up and see what the put cost was at close, because it's not going to update until 9:30 a.m. So if you were thinking I'm going to jump in and grab me a nice little putty put right here, yeah, good luck. Look at those prices. Holy sh! Look at that. You want to buy? This was at market close. So this isn't currently what they are. If you wanted to buy yourself a break-even put there, that's going to cost you a lot of money. A lot of money. You're buying 73 times 100. You're buying $8,000 per contract to ride that sucker. I mean, listen, put it this way. You can go to the moon without going up. You can ride this sucker straight into the earth. And Jesus Christ, some expensive contracts, $10,000 bad boys. If you make it going up, by all means, YOLO it on the way down, because that sucker is going to be worth so much damn money, it's not even funny. I'll bet the calls are crazy too. What were they even selling? These aren't even as wild. I mean, that's a $2,000 option. But if you bought this at market close and say, let's just out of the money. Let's say you bought yourself a $300 call, it's still $1,400. And you get up in here and into the money, you're spending $2,500, $3,000. This is where these guys that you see playing with $1 million on TikTok, how they made all that money today is they YOLO'd some big checks and cashed out some big options. And there ain't no denying that. You can make a friggin' fortune. But GameStop holding strong at 168, going into market close. The volatility has dropped off a good bit. I'm kind of curious here as to what some of the other options are. Let's have a look at Tlry at close. Those are reasonable. You can get into these for under 200. I have those. Let's see, if you would have bought my $26 call, so 260. So I paid $90 for this call today. That now is worth a lot more than that. So that's all right. What are the AMC ones going for? Just out of curiosity, let's have a peek. At close, they were still affordable. I mean, this is an affordable call at close. So, and it was already pushing like $10 for 9 something at close. So if you bought one of these, you're in the money already. Now, obviously, buying a call that expires in 2 days, you better ditch it tomorrow, because if that sucker doesn't ride up, you're going to be 100% worthless come Friday if it doesn't go your way. So keep that in mind, man. I'm curious to see what happens tomorrow. I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow. I cannot wait to wake up and have a look at what the market looks like at like 5 a.m. I usually set my alarm and just roll over and just peek at the phone and see what kind of day it's going to be based on that. But I am super curious to see what is tomorrow. Is one of those days where I go to work and I just watch the screen all day. I got so much other stuff to do, but that graph, that chart, that is the most entertaining thing on the planet when you've got something happening like we've got right now with these stocks. And it's a movement. It's not going away. We've said it before. It's not going away. People have banded together and found a way to get back at the big boys, and they're going to keep doing it. This was just the beginning. I feel like GameStop, the short squeeze on GameStop, was just the beginning. And if people, it shows what a bunch of people together can accomplish, and that's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and it's a test. That's all it is. And I think there's going to be legislation in the future to help protect the one percenters again from it happening. But in the current meantime, there's nothing they can do about it. So get you a bag and fill it up. Get you a big old bag and fill it up. Fill it up with gold, fill it up with Bitcoin, fill it with whatever you want, because it's about to get real heavy real fast. And this is what tries to scare you right here. Look at it. I don't know when, but it's going to end bad. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to end bad. No doubt about it. It's going to continue to end bad. But before it ends bad, the beginning and the middle is going to be amazing. Amazing. I think Bill Burr said before something about drinking wine. Drinking wine always gives me a headache. Yeah, at the end of it maybe, but the beginning and the middle is awesome. Load it up. Load up the bag. Don't get too greedy. Don't get stuck holding the bag when it's empty. If you see it coming down, get out. And if you miss the train, if you didn't get on, watch it from a distance. You got two options. If you don't get on board somewhere in this area, right here, if you don't get on board to any of these stocks at that price point, your best bet is to get on up here, but get on the downside. So load up some puts. If you can afford it, buy the puts, because we all know this roller coaster is coming back down and it's going to rest somewhere around where it started. They never stay. So if you can afford it, pick those and trade the puts. And if you don't know about options is not that complicated to learn. It's quite simple, honestly. The best explanation of it is, in my opinion, the easiest way to buy them is using the Robinhood chart. And I can show you how to do that real quick as to what that entails, because I do buy options on multiple platforms, but I use Robinhood to lock in that price, because Robinhood is up to the minute on the price point. And it also gives you the easiest to read description of the option. So if we look at AMC, the strike price of $13 gives us a break-even price of $13.86, a percentage it has to move to break even, a percentage change that it's happened so far in the day. If you owned this option at the beginning of the day, it is now up 561%. That is the total money change on that contract, and this is the total purchase price of the contract. So what that means is, when we look at like TD Ameritrade, this is why I use a bunch of them. When I go to TD right here and I want to trade an option, log in. Oh my God, look at this thing. What is this? What is this nonsense? Logging me out. All right, let's go over here to trade options. and I put in AMC and I look at my options chain, I don't get as much information. And what I found is that TD Ameritrade and Webull were behind on reporting what the ask and the bid price were. So I would try to buy an option on TD or Webull, and it would never fill the option. Stocks on the uprise. I think, all right, I'm gonna lock in right here. Boom. I want one contract. I want to buy to open, limit price. What's the limit price? The ask is here. I'm going to put it in. Well, I always missed it because it was behind. In Robinhood, I always found that this price was pretty accurate to the minute. And if I use the price point on Robinhood on TD or Webull, it filled those orders. It filled those orders rather quickly. So I use Robinhood for that. Now, Robinhood also breaks down the numbers better. Like I said, if you're looking at a $12 strike price, it shows me where I have to hit to break even on day of expiration. Now, in order to make money trading an option, you do not have to get to this number to make money. But if you are not at this number on the day of expiration, which is February 26th for this contract, you are going to lose money. How much? Depends on how far away you are from this number. All of that information is right here. When we click it, we see the bid. You can also see how many are open interest. That means how many people are holding these contracts right now at this price. You can see how many people are buying or how many people are selling them. You can see the high, the previous close. So yesterday, this thing was worth 13 cents. Today, it reached a high of $1.30. That's a pretty impressive gain. It does have your volatility. And then down here, you've got the Greeks. The one that you need to pay attention to the most is your theta. Theta is the decay that this thing is going to experience daily. So what's going to happen is you take this number, multiply it times 100, and you're going to lose that much money tomorrow off the option regardless. If you're out of the money, if you have not hit the break-even point, no matter what it's worth, it's going to be worth that much less at market open. That's the decay. That's what it costs to hold it, that contract. Now, if you're in the money, then you're golden. That don't matter. You're not losing money tomorrow. But if you're not, and we go look at like my Tlry call here, today it was up $85, 229% today, but I'm totally down 173. And when I look at, I did have some sell options placed there just to good till canceled. So those might actually, we might make it there. We'll see. But you look at my open interest, there's 2,600 of those open. And my theta tomorrow, that's going down $40 regardless. So if today it is valued at, what's my market value right there? 122. Tomorrow it's going to open up at $88 if the stock price stayed the same. So you just need to pay attention to that. It's real risky when you buy an option that expires in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. If you expect that stock to move up a good bit or down a good bit and you buy the put, by all means, risk it, because the upside is also exponentially more. So if you hit this tomorrow, if you hit that option, it's going to rocket up and you're going to see gains 200, 300% on an option call, which is like what I had happen today on TD Ameritrade. When we look at my position and this option contract on Tlry that I bought today that expires on Friday, that I paid $90 on it and I have over doubled my money, 2.5 times. That's 250% up at one point in the day on that purchase. And you can cash that out. You can buy and sell an option same day, anytime during the day. It does execute and consider it a day trade. Keep that in mind. So you could do that. If you have day trade limits, then that is a day trade. It's no different than stocks. You're just controlling 100 of them at one time. So if you're interested in doing options, I strongly urge you to start off small, buy options that are under $100, and be prepared to lose them. And if you're up, sell them. Don't hold them and don't get greedy. I remember I bought a surrender therapy option when I first got started. Spent $40 on it, and at one point in that day, same day, it was worth like $180. And I was like, look at this. And I should have sold it. And I didn't. I held it, and it went back down, 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 expired worthless. Turned $40 into $0. But I watched that $40 dance right in front of me to the tune of $180 before it went completely useless. So I urge you to strongly play caution when trading options in the market that we have right here. Like I said, some of them guaranteed money. Guaranteed money is a put on GameStop right now. 100%. That's freaking 1,000% profit. Problem is that option is going to cost you $10,000. But if you got 10 grand, you could turn 10 into probably 50 on the way down. So best of luck to you guys out there. I'm excited to wake up tomorrow and see what the market holds. I'm kind of curious as to what GameStop did top the cake right there. Look at that. Yeah, top gainers in one day, after hours, top gainer and after hours. Those guys. It's pretty wild stuff. So if you're in it to win it, I hope we all do well tomorrow. I'm going to probably fire up my live in the morning as well and just watch it open. And we can ride this crazy train together to kick off our Thursday. We call it Thirsty Thursday tomorrow because we are going to get ourselves a nice cold one after this. I'm definitely going to cash out a fat bag and buy myself a beer and enjoy my day. So, till then, hit the like button if you like my content. Check out my other videos. I've got comedy videos. I've got business videos. I got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yesterday, some Joe Biden saying the crazy shit that Joe Biden says. So check them out. And maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow. Till then, good luck. Good night.